2013 will forever be etched into the automotive history books for an event known as the Hypercar Holy Trinity. If for some reason you're unfamiliar with this milestone, here's a quick rundown. Back in 2013, McLaren, Porsche, and Ferrari all came out with cars that were so advanced, so powerful, so fast, and so unique looking that a new category of cars was created just for them, hypercar. And even though at the time, the idea of the hypercar was brand new, McLaren, Porsche, and Ferrari were all well aware of what the others were building, and they were all trying to outdo each other. It was a beautiful thing. Porsche was first out of the gates with the 918 Spyder, which was originally shown as a concept at the 80th Geneva Motor Show in March of 2010, and then officially revealed at the 2013 Frankfurt Motor Show. The 918 is powered by a turbocharged 4.6-liter V8 internal combustion engine plus 2 electric motors, producing a combined 887 horsepower and 944 pound-feet of torque. The 918 hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.2 seconds, 100 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds, and it had a top speed of 211 miles per hour. McLaren was next to arrive at the party with the incredible P1, which was first shown to the public in 2012 at the Paris Motor Show and officially revealed at the Geneva Motor Show in 2013. The P1 is powered by a twin turbocharged V8 internal combustion engine plus a single electric motor, producing a combined 903 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. It hits 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds and has a top speed of 220 miles per hour. If you're new to my channel, I publish original automotive content, so if you're not subscribed yet, click below to subscribe. And be sure to click the notification bell so you can be notified about my latest videos. The final component in the Trinity was the Ferrari LaFerrari, which was unveiled at the 2013 Geneva Auto Show and entered production that same year. The LaFerrari is powered by a 6.3-liter V12 and a single electric motor, producing a combined 789 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. It hits 60 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds and has a top speed of 218 miles per hour. When these three cars appeared, all of our problems went away, at least for a few days, because it was just so damn exciting and such a huge milestone for the automotive world that it was all anyone was talking about. Fast forward 11 years and McLaren and Ferrari each unveiled brand new hypercars within 9 days of each other, which naturally sparked a lot of talk about a new hypercar Holy Trinity. And people were quick to report that the new trilogy would be finalized soon with Porsche's release of the Mission X. But there's only 3 problems with this: Porsche, Ferrari, and McLaren. Because for starters, the Porsche Mission X, which was revealed at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in June of 2023, was only revealed as a concept car, just to remind people that Porsche could build a hypercar if they wanted to. And the Mission X concept reveal was one of many times Porsche has done this. There's the 919 Street, then there was the Vision 920, then there was the Vision 918 RS, then Porsche teased us with my favorite hypercar option, the 917 Living Legend, which was a modern interpretation of the 917K. And Porsche even went as far as to patent 2 different versions of this car, which got a lot of people thinking they were going to produce it, but they ultimately did not. Then Porsche teased the Vision GT, and finally, they previewed the aforementioned Mission X, which will not see production. So Porsche is completely off the table this time around. And the problem with Ferrari's latest hypercar is that it's not a legitimate successor to the LaFerrari, more of a stepbrother to it. Same family name, but the genetics aren't as good. The LaFerrari was a heartbreaker. It packed a V12, it sounded incredible, and it was a huge jump in technology and performance from anything Ferrari had made before. When Ferrari revealed the LaFerrari, Ferrari fans celebrated. When Ferrari revealed the F80, Ferrari fans got mad. It was ugly. It sounded horrible. It had a slower top speed than the LaFerrari, and it only had a V6. And it certainly was not the leap forward that the LaFerrari was. And the shortcomings with McLaren's new hypercar, the W1, are pretty much the same as the shortcomings with the F80. When McLaren first revealed the P1, you said, wow. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or how much you hate McLaren. When you saw and heard the P1 whipping around racetracks for the first time, you said, wow. But when you saw the W1, you probably thought, huh? This isn't the F1-inspired beauty that McLaren promised us. Now I know there are the McLaren diehards who fall in love with anything that has a McLaren badge on it, and they think this car is gorgeous. But to the rest of us, it's ugly as sin, and it certainly is no leap forward from the P1. The P1 reached 100 kilometers, or 62 miles an hour, in 2.8 seconds, 200 kilometers, or 124 miles an hour, in 6.8 seconds, and 300 kilometers, or 186 miles an hour, in 16.5 seconds. The W1 hits 100 kilometers, or 62 miles an hour, in 2.7 seconds, 200 kilometers an hour, or 124 miles an hour in 5.8 seconds, and 300 kilometers or 186 miles an hour in 12.7 seconds. And at just 1/10 of a second faster to 62 miles per hour, and 1 second faster to 124 miles per hour, and a slower top speed, the W1 is not exactly a huge leap forward from the P1. And for sure, it doesn't have the P1's good looks. In fact, I would bet that if both the P1 and W1 cost the same amount, and you could afford to buy one, you would probably buy the P1. I know I would. So the latest hypercars from Ferrari and McLaren just didn't surprise, enamor, and excite us the way the original Trinity cars did. But there are cars that do. As it turns out, the new Holy Trinity has been around for months. We've just been looking in the wrong place. If you asked someone 50 years ago what they thought cars would be like today, they probably would have said this. This is the beyond incredible Aston Martin Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is the result of an 8-year-long collaboration between Aston Martin, Red Bull, Rimac, and Cosworth, and it shows. It's powered by a unique Cosworth-designed 6.5-liter naturally aspirated 65-degree V12, plus a single electric motor that produces a combined 1,258 horsepower, and the car weighs just 2,800 pounds. But the Valkyrie's best trick is its ability to produce 2,200 pounds of downforce at just 137 miles per hour. That's highway speed, as long as there's no other cars on the road. This is achieved with incredibly complex underbody and ground effects that are evident when looking at the car from certain angles. The Valkyrie is unlike any other car out there, and it will still be considered advanced 50 years from now. The next member of the new Trinity is so good it broke the Nürburgring lap record twice. At a glance, the Mercedes AMG One is almost tame looking and not nearly as exotic as the rest of the cars in its price range. That's because when designing it, Mercedes was focused on the best drag coefficient possible, which meant minimum wings and spoilers sticking out. But the AMG One has plenty of active aerodynamics that pop out as needed, like the pivoting slats for the front wheels, the 2-part extendable rear wing with DRS system, and active flaps on the front diffuser. The AMG One is powered by an internal combustion 1.6-liter V6 engine that revs to 11,000 RPM and produces 565 horsepower. The AMG One also benefits from 4 electric motors, with 2 driving the front wheels and the other 2 assisting the engine and turbo. All told, the AMG One produces a combined 1,049 horsepower. The latest Nürburgring lap record set by the AMG One is 6 minutes and 29.09 seconds, over 8 seconds faster than second place, which was set by the Porsche GT2 RS with Manthey Racing kit, which technically isn't a fully factory car, so the lap time might not even count for production cars. Regardless, it will probably be years before anyone breaks the AMG One's Nürburgring lap record. And now for the third member of the new Holy Trinity. Only one manufacturer takes part in both Holy Trinities, and that is Ferrari, but just not in the way it was supposed to. Before Ferrari debuted the F80, they debuted this, the SP3 Daytona. The Daytona is the only car here that is powered by an internal combustion engine only. And it's not just internal combustion, it's naturally aspirated. And it's not just naturally aspirated, it's a 6.2-liter V12 that produces 829 horsepower. That's 829 horsepower from a naturally aspirated engine. Lord have mercy. The styling of the Daytona is a nearly impossible blend of past and present, with design details inspired directly by Ferrari's most extreme racing prototypes from the 60s and early 70s, like the 330 P3, the 330 P4, the 512S, the 612 Can-Am, and the 312P. And while the SP3 adopts those 50-year-old design cues quite nicely, there are also many ultra-modern elements that complement the retro details perfectly. The interior is also a mix of retro and modern, with the minimalist carbon fiber dashboard, simplified touch controls, toggle switches, a center console inspired by the old gated manual transmission cars, and quilted stitched seats. The retro theme even carries over to the aerodynamics, which are 100% passive, or in other words, not active. In short, the SP3 is basically what would have happened if it stayed the 1970s forever and Ferrari continued building cars. I was actually lucky enough to see one of these incredible machines last weekend, and I got a few stills and some cell phone footage of it. The SP3 can hit 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour in 2.85 seconds, 200 kilometers an hour or 124 miles per hour in 7.4 seconds, and reach a top speed of more than 340 kilometers an hour or 211 miles per hour. Now, granted, the SP3 Daytona's performance is not quite that of the Valkyrie and AMG One, but the SP3 isn't benefiting from the use of an added electric powertrain, and when compared to the other cars, the SP3 is something of an automotive purist's dream, and in time, this car will be worth significantly more than the F80, even though its base price was $1.75 million less. And there's just something about the way the LaFerrari and Daytona SP3 complement each other. And there you have it, the new Holy Trinity. There are a few runner-ups that almost made the list, and they are the GMA T50, the Bugatti Chiron, the Zinger 21C, and the Koenigsegg Jesko. These are all incredible cars, but none of them are quite as exciting or unique as the Valkyrie, the AMG One, and the SP3 Daytona. What are your thoughts on this? Did I get it right? Or would you have put together a completely different Holy Trinity? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and for more automotive content that you cannot find anywhere else, click here to subscribe.